Oh, how y'all doing? Uh, I'm making this video a few months, actually several months after my last one. I don't make a whole lot of them, but I do. I'm going to try to step that up. Seems to be people that are interested in this old truck, and so I'm making a video, and I'm going to explain what I've done here. This video is partially because uh, there is some curiosity of how to take a 318 out of one of these trucks and put a 360 because it'll bolt up to the bell housing and it'll pretty much fit, but it's not just nothing. It's there's motor mount trouble. You run into some balance, crankshaft balance issues. The 318 is internally balanced. The 360s are externally balanced. So then you run into flywheel and harmonic balancer issues and all that. So I want to explain that. I may not be able to do it all in this one video because it's a lot of ground to cover, and I don't want to bore everybody or have a 20-minute video on this stuff. I'll probably make a couple more. But I'm just going to generalize what I've done to this truck so far. So here it is. We have a 360 LA motor that this truck was fuel injected, but it is now carbureted. And I just did that because a lot of those components were just wore out. I still have all that stuff. I don't get rid of anything, but it's just easier to get the truck running, carburetor, and a simple distributor, than trying to figure out all that stuff that's all full of grease and 300,000 miles on this thing and all that. I didn't want to fool with that. So now I got a nice, pretty 70s something. I think it's a 72 360 block. Sitting in this truck with a points distributor, brand new. Don't laugh. It's easy for breaking in the cam, and they're fine. They'll run, and I probably won't keep it that way, but that's what's in it now to break the cam in and all that. I also have a set of headers on it. They're truck headers, and I got all kinds of clearance. I don't have any issues with clearance problems. They're made for this truck, and I'll show you the other side is fine over here too. I don't have any oil pan problems with the headers or frame problems. It looks tight in there, but actually it clears it. It does clear it. I don't know if you can see, but so so over here is the what I've had to do is redo my fuel, because fuel injection and carburetor are vastly different when it comes to fuel pressure. So I had to get something figured out for that, and this is what I've done. And it's going to be regulated back to about 5 pounds is where I'm going to put it at. 5, maybe 6, no more than that for this carburetor. That's all it wants. It doesn't much more than that, and the needle and seat will never seal. It's a nice 700 double pumper on here, and with ported heads and a mild camshaft and slightly over 10-to-1 pistons, that ought to have real good throttle response and make, I don't know, it might be 350 horsepower maybe, something like that. I'm sure probably will be. I can show you what I've done with dual exhaust. That's been a question that I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but as you can see, I've got it's not done. It's right. It stops right there, but it goes right there by the transfer case and inside of the frame, and it does have enough clearance, almost with a perfectly straight piece of pipe. Can you guys see that? It doesn't hit on anything. I could probably take something and move this over just a little bit there. See, I'll take a exhaust strap, and if I need to, but it's actually not even touching anything. It's perfectly fine. Right off the header there, it's just almost perfect. And the other side is the same deal till you get to this point. And there was a vacuum ball from the factory that was sitting right there, and that had to be moved. So I put it right here because it had to get out of the way, but I want to keep it. So it's out of the way, and then after that comes the gas tank. So that means I've got to curve this pipe under the frame, and it'll end up going over here on the other side of the frame and then back to the wheel. I'm going to do that to the other side. You can just run straight back, straight to the wheel and curve out right in front of the wheel there and dump right there. So that's the plan for the exhaust. It's really not a problem. That's 2.5 inch pipe too. 2.5. Yes, sir. That'll be good with headers and Flowmasters. There's my fuel pump for a carburetor. It's all plumbed and wired and everything works. I got it on a toggle switch, and it'll just run constantly, and I'll have it regulated down to about 5 pounds. So anyway, this is the Granny Gear 4-speed truck, new process 435 transmission. I had all that out and had it apart, and there's a clutch in it, and I had the flywheel balanced. And that brings me to the discussion of the 318 360 swap. You're going to have to do something with that if you're putting a 360 in it, because, like I said, 360s are externally balanced. So now this one is internally balanced because I spent close to $400, or maybe it was 300 and something, on one of those cast steel 360 cranks from Scat, from Eagle. I think it's an Eagle crank in here, and it is actually internally balanced for a 360, which is a better deal. You get a better engine when you do that, and that's what this is. So yeah, the harmonic balancer is the skinny one, like comes on the 318s, that's already internally balanced. The 360 normally has a big fat looking thing, but this one is internally balanced. So that's one thing. So anyway, there's some motor mount differences. The way I had to space these mounts is a little, I'll have to get into that and explain, but it works with the stock 318 mounts. That's all this is. But I had to space them out on one side a little bit to get it to work. But it's bolted up and tight. All that's good. It's fine. The other side is actually, this side here, I don't think ever was a problem. The other side did have a little issue, but it's fixable. You can use your 318 mounts on a 360 if you do it the way I did it. If you can kind of see in there, I don't know if you can see, but I had to space the mount away from the block on these 2 bolts, if you know what I mean. It won't set like this one. It won't do that. You got to space it away from those ears on the side of the block, and then it'll work. And that's what I did. So anyway, general discussion about this engine swap over from a 318 to a 360, and this is what I've done so far. So there you have it, and thanks for watching. It would help me if you guys would subscribe. Just trying to come up with some more videos. I may put that 318 back in here, and I'll explain what I did there. So that's going to be some other little bit down the road. But yeah, I'm gonna keep making these videos. I've got a 351 Windsor that I might do a video on. I might take this thing right here and stroke it. 351 Windsor. I don't know. That's for the Ford guys. But anyway, if I do it, I'm gonna show video on that whole thing. And this is the 318 that come out of that Dodge. Right there it is. I got the rocker gear sitting up here. I had to borrow a couple of bolts off of it. But this is it. And you can see this factory alternator is different, and it hooks up different. Everything's different about it. That's why I had to go to a one-wire alternator, which I haven't shown yet. It's new in a box that I haven't put on this truck yet. Anyway, so that's where we're at on all this stuff. And I appreciate your watching. Like and subscribe for me, please. I do. Thank you very much. And we'll talk to you again here shortly. Okay.